Right, so if you look closely enough, something's missing. It used to be sort of here-ish, and that's because it's up there now. Um, yeah, we've made a bit of a progress. The frame and the forks are now painted. I've got to get some more paint to match the rest of it up, to be honest. And then I also decided today to put the seat together, clean all the brackets up, and also the mounting point, the mounts for the handlebars and the various brackets and things. There are no bearings other than in the front wheel. Now, in terms of the front wheel, I've had to lace it slightly differently to how it was, simply because the spokes didn't like it. They are a lot thicker, because essentially they're motorbike spokes, and when I was assembling it as it should be, they were flexing. They were actually bowing outwards. So I went with a different lacing pattern, which, given that it looks okay, it's not going to be as strong as it could have been, but at the same time it's designed to take the weight of like a 4-year-old, so I'm not particularly worrying. That being said, the set of spokes that I ordered, I honestly don't think they're coming. So this is the original set of spokes that I ordered, and they were too long and too thick. They are actually motorcycle spokes. So I ended up having to rethread the very ends by a good inch or so, and then having to trim them off. And then when I initially fitted them, they were the right length, but now because I've had to go with a different lacing pattern, they're now longer, so I've trimmed those off again. And honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. I keep bashing on about how, yes, people charge nearly £1 a spoke for proper vintage spokes, that would fit this wheel. I should have just gone with those, because the amount of effort that I've had to put in just to get those to fit. But yeah, so against what I wanted to do, I have now cleaned the remaining spokes, which I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to put new ones on. So I've cleaned those up. Those will go on the back wheels, and those are still waiting. I mean, you can probably hear the So the wheels are still waiting to be properly, back wheels anyway, to be properly rubbed down and painted. I've still got to clean they're in that jar there, the spoke nipples, so that's that. And then obviously I've got the one hub to do. And then I can put the back wheels on. And now, because I'm waiting on paint, waiting to go and fetch some, to be fair, it's a lot of little bits that are going to be metal. So, like the bracket on the top, just there, for the handlebars, that was painted blue, so I've had to strip that back. And then the various, like the seat bracket and stuff like that, because the seat that came with it, let me just empty that out. Well, that's the wrong seat, isn't it? That's not a vintage seat, that's from a mountain bike. But all the parts were rusted and crusty and crap. So the one that I bought, the new seat that I bought, came with a nice shiny one, but it doesn't go small enough. So I've had to take the centre bracket out of this piece, out of that, clean it up and use it over there. So, yeah. I knew from the start that this thing was having a black seat and black handlebar grips, because it just looked good, and black pedals. So I've got a brown seat still wrapped up, which is an old vintage one, but again I don't think that would quite go small enough either, but that is for another one. That's for a different project. And then that's the seat that came off my BMX. I've got seats and pedals everywhere, because those are the things that I tend to replace. Yeah, so it's like on the BMX I replaced both the seat and the pedals. On the Domino I replaced both the seat and the pedals. On the first trike that I've properly finished, I replaced the seat and the pedals, and on this one I'm replacing the seat and the pedals. Sometimes I will replace tyres, like with this one I'm replacing the tyres. BMX I replaced the tyres because, well, I didn't replace the tyres, I got tyres, because the wheels didn't come with tyres. And then the domino, I also replaced the tyres on that because I just wanted white walls. So that's all the way over there. One day I'll show that properly. But yeah, now it is finish the remaining 2 wheels, get all that back together because that's got the freewheel for the back drive, so that's got to go back on. And then I've got to balance those wheels up, and then it's literally just start putting things together. So it's the pedal assembly and the axle and the drive chain, and then the brakes, and then the handlebars, and then the brake levers, and then the box and the mudguards. So it looks like I've got quite a lot done because it's actually looking like somewhat like a tricycle at the moment, but there's actually still a lot left. I mean, the box alone, well, I mean, I'll show you how many parts are in here. You know, that's several bits of parts, old parts as well as the parts that I'm replacing, and then that whole thing is going to need a lot of work because it is battered and dented. And I got to be honest, that's the reason, that's the show bit, that's the bit that makes this trike. Because finding a trike with a box, that's great. Finding one of these with a box is even better. So that's the bit that makes it. That's the bit that I'm going to spend the most time on. It feels like I'm rushing through that, but I'm not. I'm doing it as properly as I can be bothered to. Again, it's for a 4-year-old. It's going to get the absolute bejesus kicked out of it, so I'm not worrying about it being perfect. Yes, I've termed this as a restoration, but that's because I'm restoring this from a lump of blue crap to something that actually looks a bit shiny and nice. It's actually not that shiny, it's a rather matte finish, but it's a good colour. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna, after this one, I'm taking a slight break. Yeah, there might be another video out this next few days, maybe a week, but then probably won't be one for a couple of weeks because I'm going away. So there will be updates, and I will keep plodding along. I'm only going away for a week, so I'll be back. But yeah, just thought I'd give you a heads up. If there is a sudden gap in this, then it's because I'm doing something else. So yes, that'll do for an update real quick, just to say, look, it's looking like a tricycle now. Yeah, that wheel was an absolute pig. It really was. The spokes and the wheels and balancing it, just a nightmare. So again, with motorcycle spokes, don't use them on bicycle wheels. Get bicycle spokes and measure them properly. Yeah. Right. See you later.